Alright, dragons. Dragons all over the shop, and you'll be one of them, sooner or later. Or wyverns, or drakes, or who even knows what a humanoid dragon is supposed to be called. But even though fantasy-based taxonomy is not my forte, I do know that you can turn into a dragon in every entry of the Souls trilogy. In fact, in Dark Souls 3 you can use 4 different types of dragon stones in this form. And those are, well, not all that helpful to be honest. I mean, one of them kind of is, because it serves to boost other attacks. But although the remaining 3 allow you to attack with them, those are not very effective attacks to begin with. In fact, only the twinkling torso stone will inflict any kind of significant damage. But it's ironically not gonna rock anyone's world. Because it's really slow and drains an incredible amount of stamina. Leaving you completely vulnerable, even if you manage to hit anything with it in the first place. Especially that given the lack of poise in this game, any hit that you take can cancel the animation altogether. So, what would it be like to go through the game using the dragon stones as your only form of attack? Well, that kind of depends actually. They are late game items. So if you would do it on PC and just mod them into the game on a fresh character, then at least for early game you would actually have a really damn rock solid damage output. So when I realized that, I made the maybe not so stone cold sober decision to take an SL1 character on PS5, get rid of anything other than the Dragonstones, and start completely fresh on New Game Plus. Well, the line between bravery and stupidity is very thin indeed. So I am either as dumb as a box of rocks, or I simply have the stones to take on a challenge like this. I guess we'll have to find out. Regardless, self-inflicted torture for the entertainment of an audience full of sadists is pretty much how I get my rocks off anyway. So, get ready for the Dark Souls 3 New Game Plus Fresh Start Dragonstones Only Challenge.
You should see where it leads. If you've the stones for me.
So, we start Journey 2 with only the 4 Dragonstones in our possession, and literally nothing else in our inventory. And of course, we start at level 1. Now, any sort of equipment that I'm going to pick up along the way is allowed as long as it inflicts no damage. So only the Dragonstones themselves can be used for that purpose. Therefore, it would have been helpful to have a shield or cestus in order to parry Udek's Gundyr in order to provide an attack opportunity for this slow attack that leaves me extra vulnerable because it completely depletes my stamina bar. But we don't have one of those yet. Now, fortunately, you can actually parry with your bare hand, which makes a lot of sense that you can just bitch slap the unbreakable legendary halberd of a highly trained warrior away. Now, be that as it may, parrying is actually not going to provide me that much of a benefit in this playthrough. You would think that it would be invaluable against bosses like Pant of Sullivan, but as you will see later on, that is not actually the case at all. Udek's and Champion Gundyr are the exception because he takes a knee after every parry, and that animation is long enough for me to recover from my own attack animation. And in the second phase you can avoid his attacks by circling clockwise around him. Now you may wonder, how exactly do the Dragonstones work in the first place? Well, you cannot buff them, you cannot upgrade them, but they do have a C scaling in faith and a D scaling in intelligence. So not the highest, but my main focus would be to level up my faith, given that we are dealing with New Game Plus life bars, but I would eventually also have to prioritize my stamina bar, even over my own health bar. Fortunately, the one benefit of New Game Plus is that we can level up much quicker, since we get more souls from each boss encounter. Now, even though I would like to use the 2 Dragon Head stones as well, they just suck so goddamn freaking hard. Their damage output is abysmal, the hitbox is wonky, the range is deceptive, and it has these weird intervals rather than functioning as a constant stream, even though that's visually what it would seem to be. Moreover, the twinkling version has an absurd startup time, and your mobility is extremely limited while you're breathing fire. So would I be able to find any function for these stones at all during this playthrough? Well, as much as I would like to leave no stone unturned, I guess we'll just have to wait and see if they will ever prove to be useful. Now, to be fair, I tend to have Dragon Breath in the morning, which sure as hell can be lethal, but that's not particularly relevant here, I suppose. Now, given that Judex Gandir was very doable, you wouldn't think that right at the start of the run we would immediately get stuck with our rock at a hard place. But Vord of all bosses was quite a massive obstacle and took a lot of attempts. Which was so surprising that I didn't even bother opening up the shortcut. Although to be fair, it's about the same distance. I mean, it's not a terrible run back, but he's also not a stone's throw away from the bonfire. But why would Vord pose a problem in the first place? Well, his first phase doesn't. Even with a shitty attack, you can essentially stay underneath or behind him, which allows you to avoid most of his attacks. But during his second phase, that's no longer the case. And the thing is that you never get to experience much of his second phase, because after he does the Ice Breath once, he would usually already be dead. I mean, how many of you watching even know what Vord does after that? Well, the thing is that his entire body becomes a hitbox. It's not just his weapon that can hit you. So when exactly would it be safe to get a slow attack in that also drains all of your stamina? Especially if you're not even sure when and in what way he can follow up after he does whatever it is he does in his second phase. So basically you're just waiting for the triple charge to happen again, since that is always followed up with the Ice Breath. However, he can do two variations of that charge. One of which is a double charge with a delay in the middle to throw you off. Hey, it's not like Elden Ring invented delayed attacks. And given how low my damage output is, and how slow my attack is, I would need to stay alive for him to do the Ice Breath 3 times. And remember that this is New Game Plus, and I've only just started to level up from level 1. Now, you might be thinking about hitting his head during his Ice Breath, since that will cause him to stagger, which normally would allow you to do a riposte. But not only would that actually provide a smaller attack window for me, since I cannot riposte obviously, but free aiming this attack to actually strike him on the head is quite difficult to pull off in the first place. I understand it's tempting to smack him on the snout, because he is being a bad dog. I mean, no sadness similar to Sif for this boy. This should be it. Come on, another attack! Got him! Ha! So, that was Vord, and we still have the entire fucking rest of the game to go. God damn it, that fight alone took so long that I already have to go and drain the dragon. Although, hold on for a second. Alright. Yeah, that means to take a piss for those who don't know. Anyway, let the fact that Vord of all bosses took this much effort set the tone for the rest of the run. Although, fortunately, the next boss has some little quirks that will make things significantly easier. But before that, I had to acquire some other things that could make my life a little easier, or better said, make it a little easier to stay alive. And because it's New Game Plus, the Life Ring +1 is available for some much appreciated extra health. Given that I'll have to focus on leveling Faith for more damage, and since we're effectively naked, that means Flint's Ring will be ideal. And with the Stamina Ring and Grass Shield, we will have a slightly easier time dealing with the stamina issue. Although it's not merely an issue of stamina regen, but the amount that we have in the first place. Down in the sewer, the cestus can be found, which is ideal for parrying, but more importantly, it has a very helpful ability as well, as you will see later on. But first it was time for the Abyss Watchers, and ironically they would prove to be much easier than Vord, given that in the first phase, you can let the Red Eye one do most of the work. And that's a good thing because, a slow attack and quick and agile enemies are not exactly a great combination. Things can easily become very messy. However, even though we don't get any help in the second phase, what would normally be backstab opportunities gave me just enough time to use the Dragonstone instead, before the boss could jump out of the way. So it was a simple matter of being patient and waiting for the spinning jump attack, and then quite literally pound him into the ground repeatedly. So in this fight it was easy to figure out how to deal with the boss given the extreme handicap that this attack gives you. And being slow, naked, without poise and having to deal with complete stamina drain is indeed highly detrimental against most bosses. But fortunately in Wolnir's case there's a sort of pattern that you can follow. If you touch the grass, which is hard to imagine, I know, you can focus on his right hand first, wait for him to put it down and get attacks in, and in fact if he does the smoke breath, you're actually behind it and therefore safe. Yes, it actually moves only forward, weird as it seems. So you're safe if you stay behind it. And then, unless you get really bad RNG, you can stay right in front of him, whereas hand slams won't hit you. However, I did get shit RNG, and he summoned skeletons already. So yeah, then the pattern is broken. Of course, not having a high enough damage output was the reason he even got that opportunity to begin with. Which sucks because although his moves follow a specific pattern that you can exploit, it's unfortunately not truly cast in stone.
Come on! Where? I don't even see him. Now I'm probably in the mist. Fuck, I can't move! Ooh, got lucky there. Come on, just die, please! Yes! Wow, I got insanely lucky here there. Oh my god. Well, good thing I didn't die and have to do that over again with Wolnir already awake from the start.
Anyway, that fight might have been quite messy, but still a first try victory. Unfortunately, for the next boss on the list, things would get even more messy, and it was definitely not a first try victory. Although the first attempt did look quite promising.
Oh, he doesn't teleport, and now he does. Well, the damage is not that bad. I was expecting lower damage. It's a good thing I saved this fight for... Oh, whoops. But let's try a parry. Let's see if that actually helps. Oh, fuck! Yeah, but now it... Oh. Okay, that's not helpful. Okay, forget about parrying then. That's not helpful. Oh, fuck, that's not the right one. Ah, fuck, it's the other one. Uh-oh, whoa, I'm getting bombarded. Yeah. Shit, maybe I should have parried that. Oh, fuck. He cancels my... That's also not... That's the one. I'm getting bombarded by projectiles. Fucking hell.
Yeah, the damage output wasn't really the problem here. Although if you don't immediately initiate your attack the moment he starts his teleportation animation, he will be gone before your attack connects. But the real problem here were the clones. And yes, this fight also has a pattern that you can follow, based on the location of the crystals, that can tell you exactly where the real one is going to spawn. However, I don't have that memorized. So I used an alternative method which is very helpful, but also imperfect. Namely, you divide the arena into quadrants, and you go towards the crystal farthest away from you. And then he will either be there, or the position left or right from there. Unfortunately, based on your starting position, it can be quite hard to tell which crystal exactly is the furthest away from you. So it's a helpful but flawed strategy. And no, getting rid of the clones using the Dragonhead Stone is still too slow. Because with a million projectiles flying around, a single hit will cancel your attack animation, due to the lack of poise in this game. And on top of that, my defenses are shit, because I don't have any protection from armor, not to mention the New Game Plus damage that you take. So for that reason it became an RNG fuckfest, even though I was actually holding the solution to these problems in my left hand. Because the Cestus provides portable poise, and also extra defenses by using the Perseverance weapon art. Well, to be fair, it's still an RNG fuckfest, because that won't help you much if you're not in front of the real sage in the first place. But the point is that I should have made better use of it. Regardless, it did set a precedent for how I would be able to deal with future fights. Regardless, I would definitely need to increase my defenses, which I wouldn't be able to do with armor, but by getting the Paladin Ashes, I could in fact get a defense boost at full health by wearing Lloyd's Shield Ring. Now you would think that to increase my attack, I could also get Lloyd's Sword Ring now. But for whatever reason this does not work with the Dragon Stones, probably because they count as consumables. So yeah, that is pretty bad. Oh, by the way, even though the Dragon Headstone is more than just pretty bad, we did find an actual use for it. dealing with dogs since they get stunned by fire damage. And arguably more effective than distracting them with skulls.
Wow, this thing has a terrible hitbox. Look at this. I can't even hit him. Yeah, the regular Dragonstone is absolutely fucking worthless.
However, speaking of getting stunned and using skulls, the random fireballs and the simple fact of using a slow attack in the presence of multiple enemies, in the fight against the deacons, this would more often than not entail that my attack would get cancelled before even having a chance to connect. And for the second phase, when dealing with the main deacon, skulls would allow me to distract the others. Unfortunately, I only had 2 of them, and that was definitely not sufficient. So in order to get more, I would have to do Patch's questline, which would actually turn out to be not necessary, but it would help to prevent wasting a lot of time on the next fight. Because now, with access to Earfill, I made my way to Yorm. And as you might know from experience, fighting Yorm without the Storm Ruler is actually not really a big deal. It can just take a long time. In fact, even when I did my Soul Level 1 with a +0 dagger run, which turned it into a 20-minute fight. And the reason why that's so doable is because Yorm only has a few attacks that he will repeat ad nauseum, and by hitting either his head, if possible, or his right arm, you can make him stagger for critical damage or at least massive bonus damage to his head. Unfortunately, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get Yorm to stagger using the Dragon Torso Stone. In fact, I even tried to see if it was possible to do it with the Dragonhead Stone, despite Yorm's fire immunity. That idea came from a boss versus boss fight, where Medir would constantly stagger him with his fire breath. But no, evidently it didn't work. So to save some valuable time, I would be better off finishing Secret's questline to allow him to speed up the process. But given that I was at the end of the first stream, at the start of the second, I decided to head towards Pontiff first. Because although Yorm would merely be an unnecessary time sink, but not be a difficult fight in execution, I expected that Pontiff would be a true time sink by being an actual roadblock in this playthrough. Because here's the problem. Unlike Gundyr, parrying does not provide an attack opportunity against Pontiff. Because his parry animation is much shorter, meaning he recovers too quickly. However, the problem is worse than that, specifically because of how parrying works even when you don't do it in the first place. That probably sounds confusing, but let me explain. Given how fast and aggressive Pontiff is, attacking from the sides or behind with this slow attack is not really all that feasible. However, the very act of being in front of him will cause him to move out of the way of my attack. You can probably see the issue if you know how parry looping works. The way you can consistently bait parries against Pontiff is by staying right in front of him, given that he is designed to respond in either of 2 ways. Either he does the sideways attack where he pretty much attacks from off screen, or he dashes backwards to do a thrust attack, which allows you to get behind him in order to parry the backward slash. And this way you can literally get him stuck in a parry loop for as long as the first phase needs to last. However, this entails that every time I activate the Torso Stone in front of him, he will do either of those 2 attacks in response, therefore avoiding my attack and damaging me in the process. At best, I could then try to attack from as far away as possible, so that I'm not directly in front of him, but then it would simply come down to nothing more than pure luck. Whether he would get a hit in the first place, or whether he would just counterattack right through it. And not even the damage reduction of the Perseverance skill would be enough against Pontiff's relentless onslaught of seemingly never-ending combos. And that is quite an obstacle to overcome. So instead, I first went back to Yorm after finishing Secret's questline, but that in and of itself wouldn't get me any further. However, it would get me a lot of souls, so with some extra bosses, I could at least be at a higher level when returning to Pontiff. And that would be possible by going to the Dancer first. And yes, that does imply that we have to smack the old hag, but I'm not even going to apologize for that. After all, someone dear to me told me once, "You have a heart of stone, don't let them take it from you." Or something along those lines at least. I know, for some reason most people don't care about that game to begin with, which is very unfortunate. But what sure is not unfortunate, is that when fighting the Dancer, you tend to stay behind her butt. And this time, we literally are capable of spanking her. Or in this context, I should say that we've hit rock bottom. Nice. Come on, Press, you're a mature guy. Let's keep things classy. Then again, you can't spell class without S. Okay, this is really going in the wrong direction. Okay, let me fix that. Okay, this is much better. And let's pour some nice scotch. On the rocks, of course. Alright, now we actually have some class. Let's make sure that we maintain some decorum, keep things respectful, mind our language, and only speak with the most eloquent tongue and decency. So, the way that we join the dance of this swan-like, gracious and lovely lady is by... Oh, son of a bitch! Yeah, I may think of myself as a rock star, but when it drains all of your stamina and goes with the speed of the average doom metal song, against these relentless combos my fate is written is... Oh fucking hell, now I don't even start with full health. Goddamn fucking game. This is ass. This is really ass and not even the good kind.
I forgot Demon Souls existed. Yeah, unfortunately that applies to most people. I would actually love to do a challenge run in Demon Souls. And I have several plans, it's just that I can never give them priority because people just don't care about Demon Souls, unfortunately. Oh, this is not a good position to be in. Fuck, that missed? Get the fuck out of here. Missed again? Shit, delicious. Come on, get her! Yes! Oh, the weapon art saved me because it prevented me from getting staggered. Ah, nice.
Now, although I did make my way towards Dragonslayer armor, I decided that Osiris would be next, not only because there is an Essus shard along the way, but also because the Prisoner's Chain from Champion Gundir's Soul could prove to be a very helpful ring. Also, being in dragon form facing a Slayer of Dragons requires the proper preparation, in the form of thinning out said species, in order to make him less eager at doing his job. Although there might be a slight flaw in my reasoning there, but that's because I operate mainly on faith, whereas Osiris is essentially a pure int dragon. Also, he's the one with the stick, and I'm the one with the stones. So now we have the opportunity to find out which is most suited for breaking bones. Well, one benefit of the Twinkling Torso Stone is that the dragon arms reach quite high. In fact, high enough to hit the still. So when he gets the opportunity to use the mist, it would be a missed opportunity to not slap a nice still. And speaking of missed opportunities, although the first phase went well, but before Ocelot had the chance to say, "You're pretty good," Osiris decided that he should have named his son Butters instead and decided to ground him, into the dust to be specific, and my timing would now need to be even more specific, given that he now gains the move that we all love and cherish, namely, the instant charge, which you can only dodge by rolling preemptively and or staying behind him as much as possible, but then you will constantly have to roll through his still swipes. Now then again, if you're gonna rock, you gotta roll. And although it's risky business by definition, when being behind him, it still allows us to tickle the dragon still.
Oh fuck, oh, that was not smart. Oh, I actually hit the still. Oh, that's actually beneficial. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow, I actually avoided the charge. Well, it was a point blank, so... Oh, that was point blank. Fuck. Okay, now I'm fucking up. Now I have to be careful. Come on, one more hit. Hit still. Nice. Okay. Alright, that went pretty well. Oh, whoa, way too early. What the fuck? What am I doing? And I have to watch out for my stamina, of course. Way too early. What the fuck am I doing? Oh, fuck. That was stupid. Now I'm panicking, and that's never good. Oh, fuck. I was not ready for that one. Oh, I'm too far away. Oh, I did hit him. Okay, good. I think that's it. Okay, nice. Alright. Yeah, if only we could do that to Pontiff, that would be great.
So yeah, Gundyr is easy in principle when parrying is an option, but it helps to be consistent with it. But something I'm definitely consistent with is, forgetting relevant details, like how you cannot transpose Gundyr's soul without defeating the ball sack tree first. And I wasn't exactly eager to slap someone's balls around, because it was a weekday. Well, it was Friday evening actually, so that pretty much counts as the weekend, I suppose. So I guess those were 2 lies for the price of 1. And in a similar manner, this was one surprising case where I could kill 1 boss with 2 stones. Because it was immediately obvious how things get really hard if you try to slap so many balls. First issue was aiming the attack, which is a nightmare to free aim. And then there's the timing issue because the attack is so slow. But on top of that, if you are too close to the boss, your hands will actually spawn inside of him. Yeah, that's a bit too intimate for a first encounter, or at least an after dinner thing. Now, this boss is actually weak to fire, but unfortunately the Dragonhead Stone produces just, weak fire. And it has a deceptively short range, and these weird intervals between the hitboxes rather than a constant stream of fire, even though that's exactly what it looks like visually, but not mechanically for whatever strange reason. Yeah, thank you C-Team. And no, the Twinkling Headstone would have been worse because of the immense startup time. You would think that the regular version would serve as a stepping stone towards the Twinkling one, but it basically ended up being a useless lump of coal in my Christmas sock. Now, another boss who is ironically weak to fire is the Dragon Slayer armor. You know, a specialized armor for fighting dragons is weak to fire, but resistant to lightning and dark. Makes a whole lot of sense. But obviously the Dragonhead Stone would not be efficient against him anyway. Regardless, now it was indeed time for this dragon to face the dragon-slaying Dragon Slayer armor to become a Dragon Slayer armor-slaying dragon. Wow, in one take? Really? Son of a bitch. Well, first of all, by now I had acquired Tears of Denial, which would give me a second chance, Demon Soul style, given it was called second chance back then, which is a very descriptive description for describing the spell to begin with. But of course I completely forgot to actually use it. Which is typical. Regardless, the way I normally fight the Dragon Slayer armor is by baiting his triple combo and then running around that third attack, which was still a viable option using the Twinkling Torso Stone. But the timing became very precise, since he recovers around the same time that your attack connects. In fact, this can actually result in him blocking your attack. Yes, unlike me during my early playthroughs where I would consistently hold a shield, yet always choose to roll every attack. But his shield isn't merely for show. On top of that, he can not only defend, but also attack with it. Although it's better under these circumstances to take a hit from the shield than from the axe, since I'm incredibly weak to lightning in the dragon form. By the way, a little known fact about this boss, but you can actually parry him in a second phase, namely the 2 attacks that cause a wind projectile, which would in principle have allowed me to get a hit in, since he does go into a sitting animation like Gundyr. But since I never actually bothered doing that in any previous runs, I decided that it would be a bit too risky. On top of that, the Pilgrim Butterflies are the real danger in the second phase. And another little known fact is that if you turn the music off, you can much easier hear the different sounds they make before their attacks, because each attack has a different sound cue, which can get a bit lost during all the commotion and while an orchestra is blasting in your ears. But of course I forgot to actually do that as well. Fuck me, I'm getting too old for this shit. Well, given that I couldn't continue into the archives without killing Aldrich first, it was time to return to Pontiff. But at least I had leveled up quite a bit by now. Regardless, I would still need a rock solid strategy, or else none of that would mean anything to begin with. Well, the only attack that I could consistently punish, although the timing was extremely strict, in fact I would basically clip him while he was moving out of the way, but that was the overhead attack with the little feint trying to throw you off. The problem is that he doesn't exactly spam that attack. And although I had more health now, meaning that I might be able to tank some damage by using the Cestus weapon art, but remember that this is still New Game Plus, and I do have negative defenses. So when it comes to combos, which Pontiff is a huge fan of, those would still inflict more damage than I could possibly tank. Not to mention the relentless attacks when the clone is also joining the fun. Therefore I had to be patient, and speaking of the clone phase, when exactly would I be able to get an attack in when there are two Pontiffs at the same time? If one already gave me so much trouble.
Problem if he does the overhead attack now, the clone is in the way. You see? Yeah, how the hell do I get in the right position? Well, that works. Come on, better RNG, please. Okay, there goes the clone. That's actually quite helpful. I guess that also... no, that doesn't work. I thought it would, but no. Oh, he can follow up? He can follow up? I didn't know that. In the second phase, he can follow up. If he doesn't have the clone there. Wow, I guess you can still learn something new after well, I always say you're never done learning in a Souls game, so... Fuck, I don't have any healing. And Tears of Denial also don't have any more. Oh, I do. Okay, one more hit. Whoa, fuck, what the hell? How the hell did I not avoid that? Quick, kill him! Yes! Oh, well, we had such a bad start. I did not expect to actually win this fight. But we actually made it work, wow. Alright.
Remember that this is New Game Plus, so that means better rings available, and after that fight, I think I deserve a good fab. Alright, with Pontiff finally down, I had access to a new Estus shard, and Aldrich was the final Lord of Cinder remaining, before the Twin Princes. Now, there may be two things you weren't aware of when it comes to Aldrich, which makes fighting him significantly easier. One of which I had never actually used myself, to be honest, so I wanted to give it a try this time. Namely, Vow of Silence, which makes him unable to cast magic. Although it lasts for such a short time that it's actually not even all that useful. However, what is extremely useful, at least under other circumstances, is to use very specific positioning in this fight. Because as long as you're about a roll distance away from Aldrich when he's idle, so in between attacks, he will never teleport, he will never shoot magic projectiles, and in the second phase he will never use the giant arrow rain. However, other than me just being rusty, my lengthy attack animation threw a wrench of the monkey variety into this strategy, because I was more often than not either too close or too far away from him after he recovers from his attack, resulting in multiple teleports and projectile attacks. Although fortunately not the giant arrow rain. But whenever I was in the correct position, his melee attacks often allow you to hit the Gwendolyn part of his body for double damage. So my execution was kinda sloppy, and the strategy was not as suitable to this slow attack animation, but at least I didn't have to completely change my approach. However, would that apply to the Twin Princes? Given how aggressive Lorien is with his combos and fast recovery time. When the hell would it be possible to safely squeeze an attack in when it takes ages for it to come out, and when you're already low on stamina from constantly dodging? Well, just like Dragon Slayer armor, it's a little known fact that you can actually parry, but not riposte, Lorien. Which is weird because when you break his poise, you can do a riposte. But the thing is, would parrying allow me the opening I need for my very slow attack? After all, he doesn't recover as fast as Pontiff, but he also cannot take a knee like Gundyr since he's already on his knees to begin with.
Yeah, I didn't even have the Dragonstone selected. Yeah, it's not even that great. I mean, you're still vulnerable as fuck.
Yeah, parrying was simply not reliable enough. However, if you stick behind Lorien, you can actually outspace his sword without dodging at all, providing me not only with an attack opportunity, but this would also allow me to preserve enough stamina right after attacking. But of course, it's easier said than done to position yourself in the correct way. And not only will Lorien not always do the attack that you want, but he will often not even attack at all and just spin around with you. Now, attacking when he's idle makes it a complete guess whether he'll get the opportunity for a counterattack. So I suppose that this is his version of spin to win.
What the fuck am I even doing? Huh? Okay. Not even sure why that hit me, but okay. Oh fuck, I'm way too far away. I shouldn't have gone to the... No, stupid. Stupid, shouldn't have done that. Yeah, it's so fucked up that you don't hit Lothric with that. Oh, that did hit Lothric at least, but... Whoa. Damn it, it's probably not even... Oh, I got lucky. No! God damn it, my spacing was terrible. Quick! Fuckalicious! Of course. No! Oh, I got lucky. I got lucky a lot, but hey. Can't complain. Nice! That was enough! That was enough!
So, with access to the Ring City DLC available, it would actually have been smarter to make a quick visit there, in order to get the +3 version of the Steel Protection and Fab Rings. However, I went directly to the Nameless King instead. Now, to be fair, those rings wouldn't have made that much of a difference. What would have made a difference though if there was a ring that could help you deal with the goddamn camera issues. Yeah, I prefer to not lock on too much in this fight, usually. But free aiming the Dragonstone is a little too awkward in my opinion. But to be fair, not as awkward as not being able to see what the hell is even going on. So yeah, that kinda pissed me off. But it's understandable that playing as if you're a blind dragon would leave you seething. You would think that dragon versus dragon would have been a little more evenly matched. But I guess that would only have been the case if I could have used Dark Souls 1's dragon form. Given that that form, just like this boss, looks more like a deformed crispy chicken than an actual dragon. Now fortunately when it comes to the actual attack opportunities, this was not all that different from a regular fight. It was merely slower and a lot more awkward. Especially if you randomly miss your attack for no goddamn fucking reason. However, the Nameless King himself was a different story. Because depending on your weapon, there are normally a lot of opportunities, to squeeze in attacks in between his attacks, specifically whenever he is stabbing. But obviously that was no option with the Dragonstone. So I specifically had to make sure that I would attack him from the side, or better yet, from behind. So that he would have to turn around to attack, providing me with a little bit of a larger window of opportunity. Emphasis on a little, because it still required strict timing and stamina management. Or just getting lucky, of course, but that's not an actual strategy, even though it's an approach I tend to go for a lot.
Probably not smart. No, that was not smart. Oh fuck, I jumped into the wind. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work at all. Okay, the idea was good, the execution definitely was not. That was actually not really the best position to be in. I should have just killed him. Oh, whoa! Ah! Especially if you fuck up like this. Okay, please not choke at the very, very end. Okay, just finish it, please. Yeah, more. Nice. Ah! Whoa, that was really... that was a bit of a close call there near the end. No.
So, now I did actually went and pick up the better rings in the drag heap, given that it was now time for the DLC bosses anyway. And it's only now called the drag heap, by the way, with me present, because now there's a drag on the heap. But it is of course pretty annoying that you have to pick up the ring of steel protection +3, while avoiding 10 million projectiles. Come on, be an angel and let me get my bling. But that was not the only one, of course. I could also now upgrade the ring of favor and protection from +1 to +3. After all, more fab means more fun. Although I ironically forgot to actually equip it before the next boss fight. And speaking of that fight and about having fun using your hands, it's by now par for the course, of course, that I'm only using the twinkling torso stone. But even if the dragon head stone would inflict any meaningful damage, it still wouldn't do that against bosses with almost 90% fire resistance. Therefore, I would have to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Well, demonic bats more than birds, but if you read the Bible, it will not only tell you that demons are real, but also that bats are birds. So, there you go. Not to mention how taking on a double boss fight with this terrible attack and these low defenses is a catastrophe of biblical proportions. Especially because I forgot, I really tend to do that a lot, to actually equip some blooming purple moss, so if I would get toxicked, I would still have been able to save myself. Moreover, in the second phase, the Demon Prince has about 50% physical resistance, meaning that the fight would really drag on. And that it would be a really lengthy fight. At the very least, fire resistance is my highest resistance in dragon form. So they might be bringing the fire, but I'm bringing the brimstone.
Oh fuck, I should have equipped the ring. Okay, that's the wrong order to do it, but you know, fuck it. Oh, it's not even that much of a difference actually. I'm a little less sure about when I can attack this version of the boss. Whoa. Oh fuck, oh no, that's not good. That's not, oh, it's a good thing he was so close near the wall. It's actually also a downside to be this close to a wall, because that can just fuck with his movement. See what I mean? Uh-oh, no, I'm going to get knocked over. Oh, no I don't. Good. Oh, whoa, 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 no, whoa, whoa, no, me, swop, flop, flop. Well, that was fucked. Okay, that threw me off and threw me down. Oh. Whoa! I framed that at the last possible moment, I think. shit. Okay, now I'm just... Okay, now I'm choking. Oh, nice. And I'm stamina. No! Okay, oh, it went over my head. Okay, that's nice. First try. Nice. Alright. That went better than I expected. Definitely. Nice, delicious.
Alright, so far so good, but now we're in for some real shit. And no, I'm not talking about Medir. Apart from the little encounter on the bridge, I decided to save him for last after Gil, meaning Half-Light would be next. And as you probably already know, NPC fights are a massive pain in the stones when doing specific challenge runs, and this was definitely no exception to that. Half-Light simply has no safe attack opportunities when an attack is slow. Not to mention dodging or even blocking anything you do. And to make matters worse, there are two pain-in-the-ass guardians who have almost all the same issues, but are even capable of healing themselves and the boss at the same time. So the obvious problem here was the lack of poise, and therefore I thought Iron Flesh would be able to help me out. However, it lasts for such a short time that I initially thought it didn't work at all. Therefore I was better off using the Cesar's weapon art. However, I had to do it each time I would attack, meaning I ran out of FP way before the end of the fight. But I also couldn't sacrifice Estus because I was constantly taking damage. In fact, against Half-Light himself, the Cestus wasn't even enough because I would simply take too much damage even with the damage reduction. Therefore, I tried making use of the pillars, but this was very inconsistent. After all, my attack didn't reach far enough to hit him through the pillar, so I would have to hit him while he was coming towards me, which can be at different speeds, sometimes with his shield up, or even doing a running poke with his katana. And to make it worse, at random times he would have lightning projectiles around him, which of course do extra damage against the dragon form. Moreover, free aiming my attacks was almost impossible to aim consistently. However, locking on would often automatically make the attack miss altogether, turning this fight into a very lengthy RNG fuckfest nightmare. And to make it worse, I was running out of Estus. Well, we are in the church, so let he who is without Estus cast the first stone. Then again, church services become much more tolerable when you're drunk. And fortunately, I had a bunch of Seekbro on me, which actually heals a lot less than I thought it did. So, would that even be enough?
No! No! Fuck. Okay, I'm just going... Ah, whoa, that doesn't even do that much. I thought that healed almost the entire life bar. Fuck. Don't I have any better heal? No, I don't have anything. No! Why did that hit? Son of a fuck. No! Come on! No! 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 Fuck! No! Fuck it, I don't know. Son of a whore. No. He cannot have lightning around him because then I'm fucked. That's definitely going to hit me. No! This sucks. Fuck, no, 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 I'm dead. Okay, not. Hey, wait, one hit, maybe with the Dragonstone? I don't know. I can't even hit him! The Dragonstone is a piece of fuck! Fucking Dark Souls 2 hitbox. Come on, why the fuck did that not hit? Fuck me. Why does it... Finally, Jesus fucking me. Fuck up the fucker. Yeah. Son of a fuck. Well, that was some... Fuck. It's a very descriptive term. Fuck.
Alright, Giltorius the Abyss Eater. Well, I must admit that given that my last run was a year ago, I completely forgot how to handle his second phase. Fortunately for his first phase, the Dragonstone provided me with an unexpected advantage. Because it turns out that Gil consistently staggers after each attack. Meaning that I not only wouldn't have to worry about follow-up attacks, but even if I would deplete my entire stamina bar, I would still have enough time to get out of the way again. So the first phase was a surprisingly smooth experience. However, that did not apply to the second phase. Because in this form he apparently becomes resistant to getting smacked in the face with 2 giant ethereal dragon claws. Because now he suddenly didn't stagger at all anymore. So that meant follow-up attacks and depleting my stamina bar became serious issues again. And as I said, what made it worse is that I completely forgot how to deal with his second phase moveset. I was trying to bait out the combo that ends in a slow stab, but I simply couldn't remember how to trigger it. Meaning I was essentially just improvising my way through the second phase. Now fortunately, when he gets into the third phase, there was a specific attack that I even explicitly advised people to punish exclusively, all the way back in my, well, admittedly outdated by now, Soul Level 1 guide, back in my first year on YouTube, which is this specific attack, where he jumps forward, spins, jumps backwards, then forward, now counterattack, and move away again. And it's best to strafe while avoiding it, because where the souls land on the ground is where the lightning strikes will, well, strike. So this is still a very effective method, but obviously very slow, given that I can only do a single attack, and only whenever he decides to do that exact move. So the fight will take a while. So it would be awfully nice if I could simply remember how to bait and deal with the free hit combo that ends in a very punishable stab to speed things up a bit.
I'm sure he has more punishes, but I just can't really figure anything out. Or maybe you have to go to the left and then do the stab. Yeah, that one. That's what I was looking for. Okay, now I remember. I guess that's another attack opportunity. Okay. No, it doesn't do it. Oh fuck, whoa, maybe that's actually not as safe as I thought. Oh, hey, whoa. Is that necessary? See, it does work. That does work. Okay. Whoa, okay, that's not fuck up now. Oh fuck, ooh, oh. Okay, I have to watch out when I do that, because I need... Then I definitely need to be have some stamina left, otherwise I can't react in time. Fuck, I don't have stamina, so this is... Oh! Okay. Okay, do the stab. No! Ooh, that was the wrong direction, but... Worked out, yes! Wow, I was rusty as fuck, so I had to really figure out again how does it work. But if you're patient enough, then you can make it work. You can make it work. Definitely missed a lot of attack opportunities probably, but hey. If it works, right?
Alright, with Gil down, only one obstacle remains in the Ringed City DLC. Meaning that it's now time for the ultimate dragon versus dragon fight. And hey, unlike Osiris, Medeo doesn't have an annoying oh fuck. Well, he might be huge because he's a big eater, but even though I'm a little dragon, I'm short and stout, so I stay in front of his face so they can slap his snout. Yeah, the thing with Medeo is that there's really only one way of fighting him to begin with. However, with the Dragonstones, there were a few nuances to it. First of all, timing and positioning, because it's easy to miss the opportunities that you get, but on top of that, some attacks were actually not punishable at all due to how slow my attack is. Or at least could not safely be punished, because he would either recover too quickly, or I wouldn't have the stamina necessary to avoid the incoming attacks. However, I actually noticed something, or found something out, that I didn't know before. If you strafe the Dark Tracers in the second phase, but stay within Medea's reach, he will do that same attack again, but this time without summoning any projectiles. Meaning that if you roll into that attack, you can safely counterattack because you've avoided the Tracers that were following you already, and there's no danger of new ones showing up.
Also, I have to stay close to him because I definitely don't want to trigger his giant laser barrage, because then I'm probably completely fucked. Uh-oh. Not the lasers! No! Where the hell is it safe? Fuck! That was luck. Yeah, I was just like, hey, maybe if I get close, then... Oh fuck, this is not good. Not good at all. The tail, ooh. Oh, thank you, camera, by the way. Fuck. Uh-oh, I'm against a wall. Fuck. No, not good. Fuck, that fucks with his moves. Because he's against the wall. Oh. What? Whoa, what the fuck, dude? Oh, thank you, camera. What the hell? Got him, I think. Yes! I'm the real dragon here.
Well, that was one of the DLCs down, but Frida and her daddy still remain. So I made my way into the Painted World. And you know, after first trying 3 out of the 4 DLC bosses, I was feeling pretty confident. Which was kind of short-lived when I dropped like a stone down the ladder by the worst crow since Jim. Or Dolph from Alpha Jadoka's Squawk, but I doubt many of you even know who that is. So yes, even in this game, where most runs are essentially just boss compilations, you can still encounter more dangerous creatures than the actual bosses. In fact, in this DLC there is a mandatory NPC invasion from Sir Wilhelm. And just like Half-Light, an NPC encounter is an obvious problem. Especially because he has a healing ability as well. Remember, if you are healing, it's perfectly fine. But if the enemy is healing, it's suddenly unfair. It's kind of funny how that works. It's true though. Now, fortunately, no one told this guy to bring a bow, because he's not Willem Tell. So we don't have to worry about ranged attacks. And speaking of range, we can actually take advantage of how his AI reacts when he's too far away from his starting position. Because near the edge of the cliff, he will stop attacking you and attempt to go back to his starting position. So my idea was to knock him over the edge with the regular Torster Stone, but that didn't seem to work. Therefore I decided to use the Dragon Headstone, which, well, would have worked if this son of a bitch would stay in place and stop trolling me. God damn it, it's a real kick in the stones when you realize that an NPC with most of its AI disabled is still able to outsmart you. But eventually I did make it work. Now I suppose I should have used the twinkling Dragonhead Stone so that in the end I truly had left no stone unturned. But that's not how it turned out. And something else that didn't turn out the way it should have was the road through the mountain passage. First of all, I equipped some skulls to distract the wolves with, but in typical fashion I forgot, to actually use them. But then the wolves actually managed to follow me all the way inside the insect shack. I honestly didn't even know that was possible. All the way down, in fact. Son of a bitch. Well, let's hope that the actual boss fight will give me less trouble than the road towards it. Yeah, fat chance, because Frida is known to give you a very stern and draconic talking to, which lets you know that you're certainly not welcome here. But on top of that, she has a really bad habit, however that's obviously because she's dressed like a nun, but she also has a really bad tendency to turn invisible. However, if you pay attention to how the particles around her feet move, you can determine where she lands, or she just jumps straight into the furniture. Oh my, where could she possibly have gone? But normally that's how you get backstab opportunities, but actually with the Dragonstone you don't even have to bother attacking her from behind, given that you quite literally pound her into the ground. Yeah, the Dragonstone is pretty bad, but it's also handy. So it was good to find out that at least some of the backstab opportunities were viable attack windows in this run as well. And that would be very important for the third phase. But before we get there, we have to deal with the second phase. And it's not uncommon for Frida to get you with a surprise attack, given that due to how big Daddy is, you often cannot see Sister coming. Holy fuck, that sounds bad out of context. But things were even worse this time around, because due to how slow my attack was, whenever she was spamming ice underneath my feet, more often than not I simply wasn't out of my attack animation in time to avoid the incoming frost explosion. And therefore I was taking way too much damage and my Estus got lower and lower. Now I was unambered, so I wanted to hold on to the remaining Estus and simply heal my entire life bar in the downtime between the second and third phase. But that meant taking a lot of risk near the end of the second one.
Damn it, I don't want to waste this Estus, so I want to hit them and then use the Ember. But maybe I will die if I do that. Quick, kill him. Okay, and then use an Ember, then I don't waste my Estus. But now she becomes aggressive as fuck. Uh-oh. That was not... Okay, that's not an attack opportunity. Where is she? Quick! Quick! Okay, good. Whoa, fuckalicious! Fuckalicious! Fuck, she hit me! What the fuck? Yeah, that was not good. A wasted opportunity. Fuck! No! Almost not in time. Fuck! Whoa, whoa, what the fuck am I doing? Uh-oh! Wrong button! Whoa! Missed! Suckalicious. Fuck! No, not good. Missed! God damn it! Oh, that hit at least. Whoa! No! I was on the edge. Fuck, I don't see her. Fuck. Okay, one more hit. Hit! No! Yeah, I got her! I got her! Got her! Ah, I got her! Got her! Got her! Got her! Got her! Yeah!
Alright, and there we are, the final boss of the game. And we definitely saved the most difficult fight for last. Because the Soul of Cinder not only has an incredibly varied moveset, but among that many moves that he can do, he hardly has any at all that allow you to safely attack with the Twinkling Torso Stone. So I simply had to make use of the Sester's weapon art to simply tank my way through. But the obvious problem there is that even with the damage reduction and with a very lengthy health bar, you still take so much damage, especially if the first phase takes a long time. And given that I, no surprise there, forgot to equip dual charms, things take a lot longer if he manages to heal himself. So when I finally managed to get to his second phase, I had practically no health remaining. I obviously wouldn't have been able to keep tanking hits anyway. Now here's the problem with the second phase. He quite literally has no attack that you can truly safely punish. Your best bet is the one-handed jump attack when it's followed up by an overhead attack. Although then he can still hit you with a kick, which only does a little bit of damage, whereas the alternate version is definitely way less safe than that. Of course, when you're very low on health, then even those kicks are a problem. At the very least, he only sometimes follows up with that kick. And you would think that the upwards lightning attack would be slow enough to punish, but that seemed questionable, especially because you need enough stamina remaining to avoid the lightning. So possibly with some very strict timing it could be done, but when you eventually make it to this point, is it even a risk that you're willing to take? Fortunately, then I had a better first phase, so at least some healing remaining. But now I had to constantly wait for the one-handed jump, but only the one that's followed up by the overhead attack. And he was definitely not willing to spam that attack. Meaning that the fight went on. And on. And on. And in all honesty, I was getting quite desperate at this point. He was just not giving me the RNG I needed. And taking risks at this point was, well, risky. Obviously.
Fuck, no follow-up. The kick is not so bad. Basically, the side of the arm basically hits him when yeah. Come on, one-handed jump with a follow-up. Yeah? Yeah, the kick is fine. Oh, I didn't hit him, I think. Fuck. The overhead one is much better, but then that's like... It's not like he's spamming that attack after all, so... Holy crap. Well, he's all previous Lords of Cinder combined, and a lot of them were kind of dicks, so it's not that surprising. Okay. Please, side of his... Yeah, nice. Okay, good. No, there's two-handed. Yeah, one-handed, good. No, he doesn't do a follow-up. Dick. Thou art a dick. Also tempted to just use the cestus to tank an attack, but I don't want to risk that. I mean, what if I get stun locked right after? Yeah, one-handed. Overhead, nice. Side of the arm. No, missed! It missed! No! No! Oh, fuck. Not good. Ah, son of a fuck. I'm getting kind of tired of you, Soul of Cinder. No follow-up? What a fucking dick. I'm getting impatient. Ah, he just refuses to do it. No, we tried that and basically didn't work. Yeah, okay, that hit. Nice. Because then I didn't have stamina left to get away from the lightning. Hit, please! Yes! Fuck you! God fucking damn it, you dickhead. Oh, RNG fucking nightmare. Son of a whore. Ah. Fuck delicious. Ah, find me in the Alps. Well, that was a long fight. That was a fucking long fight. Jesus fuck, dude.
And there we are, Dark Souls 3 using only the Dragon Stones, starting fresh on New Game Plus. Given that I had a little time left on stream, I decided to clean up with the old Demon King, which was not that meaningful anymore at this point. And I know nothing about Grave Tender since I always purposely don't include that fight. And yeah, I got at least close, but I ran out of time, so I decided to set even more fire to the already burning attic, where the painting girl was painting while being a girl, because that's what she does, being the painter girl. Can't really say that much more about her. But if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe. Check out our community in my Discord server. And if you want to support the channel, you can become a member or support me on Patreon, where you will get early access to new videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.